Hello, I'm Julian from Bishop Sullivan, the letting specialists in Brighton Hove, and this week we're looking at inventories and checkouts. I mean, should you bother? Well, firstly, what are they? The inventory is created by the clerk and it lists all the contents and the condition of the property prior to move-in. The check-in is where the clerk goes through the inventory with the tenant and confirms the cleanliness, handing over the keys, and is signed and dated. The check-out is where the clerk goes over the signed inventory and check-in to look for differences above fair wear and tear, as well as cleanliness. So who should you use? Well, firstly, you can look for a clerk on the website of their governing body, the Association of Independent Inventory Clerks, as well as a page on the letting agent's main governing body, Arla Inventories. Now, what is the point? Well, without these checks being done, it will be very difficult to prove damage above fair wear and tear or uncleanliness. And as you probably know, you need proof when making deductions from the deposit. Otherwise, it will be disputed by the tenant and you will likely lose the claim. Now, if you or I tried to create the same document as a professional clerk, I would expect it will be the same results as trying to match a professional clean. The clerk is also independent of the landlords, the tenant and the agent, so they are just doing their job and are therefore unbiased. It's easy for a tenant to claim bias and gain a deposit scheme adjudicator's attention when disputing a claim if the landlord or agent has carried out the report themselves. It's more likely to be biased, unfortunately. The clerk will also only look for damage above fair wear and tear. And this is very important as you cannot claim for day-to-day living, for example, skirting board scuffs or marks around the light switch. And it will make your job a lot easier when sifting through all the differences. Are there any other options? Well, yes, you could use a professional clerk for the inventory and the check-in, but do the check-out yourself. Just make sure the tenant is present, take photos of everything, and report back to the tenant in writing. So the summary. The important thing to note is this is not an exercise in seeing how much you can fleece the tenant for. This is the behaviour of rogue landlords or letting agents. It's definitely not acceptable to treat people that way, just to be clear. This is about protecting one of your largest assets to ensure that anything above fair wear and tear can be claimed for fairly, and also the property is returned in the same cleanliness it was found if the tenancy agreement requires it. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to message me below, and you can subscribe to regular videos on YouTube down here. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Julian for Bishop Sullivan.